All right, everybody. So, welcome to episode 2 of the Films with Ferrell podcast. Huge shout out for all of the episode 1 followers, the people that have reached out, the viewers on the podcast sites. Really didn't know I had that much family and friends that were capable of logging on to the internet and actually clicking a button that said download or view. So it leads me to believe that there might have been a couple other people out there besides my mom, my dad, and a couple aunts and uncles. So big shout out to you guys, the fans, keeping it alive. Speaking of keeping things alive, episode 2 of Films with Ferrell is brought to you by Dynamic Diapers. When you accidentally poo and you don't know what to do, Dynamic Diapers. All right, guys, so we're going to dive right into what brings us together here today, and that is the something that is Willys Wonderland. Willys Wonderland just released in 2021. I watched it, I think, about 3 or 4 months ago. I was scrolling through Fandango. Now, you're scrolling through Fandango when you're not finding anything on Hulu, when you're not finding anything on Netflix, when you're not wanting to watch a damn DVD of your own, when you're not on Prime, when you don't have cable. So I think I might have actually even paid full price for this movie, which... I love Nicolas Cage. I don't know what I was thinking after even watching this trailer. If you haven't watched the movie yet, it is on Hulu. But if you haven't watched the movie yet, do me a favor. Spend about minute 50 of your time watching this trailer. So that way you can just really breathe in everything that is Willys Wonderland. So Willys Wonderland, directed by Kevin Lewis, written by Gio Parsons. Stars, Beth Grant. Beth Grant, supporting actress, she was in Speed, Donnie Darko, No Country for Old Men. And then taking the main slot of billing. You know him from such films as Con Air, Matchstick Men, Gone in 60 Seconds, Face Off, National Treasure 1, National Treasure 2, you guessed it, National Treasure 3, The Rock, even Fast Times at Ridgemont High. You know him as Mr. Nicolas Cage. Couple cool things about Nicolas Cage you guys might know, you might not know. Nicolas Cage's real name is Nicholas Coppola. He is related to Francis Ford Coppola. Something else, I mentioned Fast Times at Ridgemont High. If you've seen the movie and you're like, hey, Jerry, what the hell are you talking about? He's not in that movie. If you look in the background of a couple of the restaurant scenes, he is rocking one hell of a unibrow. And he's actually billed as Nicholas Coppola as well, but he is in there, no speaking lines whatsoever, so kind of cool. So, leading the way here in Willys Wonderland, you do have Beth Grant as a sheriff and Nicolas Cage as our quiet drifter. Brief breakdown of Willys Wonderland. Just kind of throwing it all out there, the IMDb short, brief summary. Willys Wonderland. When a quiet drifter is tricked into a janitorial job at a now-condemned Willys Wonderland, the mundane tasks suddenly become an all-out fight for survival against wave after wave of demonic animatronics. Fists fly, kicks lands, titans crash, and only one side will make it out alive. Willys Wonderland. It's a good point in time right now, guys, that we've read off the little summary right here that moving forward, there will be spoilers. I encourage you to check this movie out so we can talk about it, so you can listen to this. But we are going to get a lot more in-depth right there. But before we do anything, I do want to just kind of take some time and talk to you about Dynamic Diapers. Dynamic Diapers. Does that homemade chili got you feeling a little silly? Dynamic Diapers. All right, guys, so Willys Wonderland, here we are. I honestly don't know what the fuck I was watching. Okay, this looks like Nicolas Cage is just going to Chuck E. Cheese, and next thing you know, Chucky and his buddies are just getting all fucking out of whack and just going to town on him. But then Nicolas Cage just starts whipping some ass, drinking some soda, playing some pinball. It is a very strange movie. Starts out, Nicolas Cage is just driving around in some fast-ass car, pops all of his tires, then some hillbilly of a truck towing guy comes, picks him up, and just starts charging out the ass to repair his car. Nicolas Cage doesn't have the money. Next thing you know, boom. Hey, some, rich guy's coming up. Hey, I will pay for you to, fix your car if you spend the night at Willys Wonderland and, helping clean it up and getting ready for it to show. Now, we'll find out Willys Wonderland is possessed. It's all just a trick. The town knows that Willys Wonderland is possessed. Willys Wonderland was ran by a group of just all-out murderers. They would just murder people in Willys Wonderland for fun, for birthday parties, men, women, children, dogs, cats, aunts, uncles, birds, ferrets, you name it. These people that had owned Willys Wonderland were just killing them. And then once the cops caught on, once everybody caught on, apparently there was some suicide pact to let these evil spirits just kind of hang out and chill in Willys Wonderland. And then they would start killing people as the animatronics. So the town people just kind of started, I guess, finding these drifters, wrecking their car, and promising them that they would fix it if they just helped clean Willys Wonderland. And then, boom, people are inside Willys Wonderland. The animatronics, the fucking weird animals would be, feasting on these people, and then just leave the townspeople of BFE, Bumfuck Egypt, they would leave them alone. As long as they were, hungry, killing strangers. Something absolutely crazy. The whole thing is very strange. When we're talking about strange, though, in a Nicolas Cage movie, that is far from actually taking the cake. So, Nicolas Cage, literally the entire movie, does not say a damn word. Not one single word. Half the time, if you know Nicolas Cage, if you like his work, I'm watching this movie just wondering, this is Nicolas Cage. There is no way he is going to go an entire movie without saying one word. He is going to have one word or even just a phrase out of nowhere, and it's going to just make me cry or laugh my ass off, and then I can just die a happy man. He does not say a single word. I started from the beginning. I watched all the way till the credits rolled and the screen went black. He does not say a damn word. Apparently, he had always wanted to star in a silent movie, especially a silent horror movie. So this film really stuck out to him, and that's why he wanted to do it. I honestly stopped asking questions about the film choices that Nicolas Cage decides to do. But I say that just sitting here in my boxers talking about movies as he sits at home, maybe in his boxers. Maybe he's a Briefs guy. Maybe he's a Commando guy. I don't know. Just counting his millions and millions of crazy dollars. So no disrespect to Nicolas Cage. I just have no clue what would possess somebody to actually sign on to a movie where you're basically at Chuck E. Cheese killing a whole bunch of animatronic. I don't even know. What's crazy about this movie too is it is graphic as fuck. Like these critters, animatronics, animals, costume, furries, I have no clue. They are just murdering people left and right. Nicolas Cage is fucking going to town on them too. It seems like every 15 to 20 minutes, a new one just kind of comes out of the woodwork, and it's now his time or her time to face off against Nicolas Cage. In the meantime, Nicolas Cage is, cleaning up this place as best as he can, just to, to meet his terms of the agreement, to where if he gets this place clean, he will get his car, totally paid for, fixed, and it's fine. But Nicolas Cage is doing this. He sets a little timer to take a break. He chugs some weird-ass soda that gives him superpowers. He plays pinball and does some weird-ass pinball dances. Apparently, the pinball dances in the movie, which I hope you've seen by now, totally improvised, which you can kind of tell, I think, based on the performance, but something cool nonetheless. Was talking to one of my friends about this movie a little while ago. I personally think that they were just on location. There happened to be a pinball machine there, and Nicolas Cage is like, hey, I like pinball. We should leave this in the movie, or I just want to play pinball. And the directors are like, okay, you're Nicolas Cage. Like, I'm just going to let you do whatever the hell you want to do. It's just extremely weird, but nonetheless, during his breaks from cleaning, Nicolas Cage is drinking soda, playing pinball, and then just beating the fuck out of a green ape or an orange ostrich. It is that wild. But throughout the entire course of the movie, a group of teenagers as well are trying to burn Willys Wonderland down to the ground, just kind of kill all of the animatronics as well. You know what happens anytime you have teenagers in a horror movie. Some are going to have sex, some are going to be doing some drugs, and it's going to just lead to some good old-fashioned murder. So Nicolas Cage just in there trying to save some of the teenagers, also just trying to kill, all of the animatronic-looking motherfuckers from Chuck E. Cheese, or in this case, Willys Wonderland. And then, you just kind of get to the end of the movie. Nicolas Cage faces off against Willie. Nicolas Cage dominates him after some good back and forth, blood and oil and guts, and, whatever the hell comes out of these things comes to part. Nicolas Cage is left standing there, takes the keys to his fast-ass car, and just drives away into the sunset, never saying a damn word to anybody along the way. So, like I said a little bit ago, I have no clue what I watched for, this movie. I'm not hating on this movie by any means, because it is extremely interesting. I mean, it's, when you think about it, getting stuck in Chuck E. Cheese, and then, Chuck E. Cheese, and I don't really know any of the other Chuck E. Cheese characters, but they all just come to life. It'd be like you're sitting at McDonald's, and Ronald McDonald and the Hamburglar and whatever the hell the other names are just start coming to life, wanting to, kill you with, knives instead of fatty foods and, high carbs and things like that. So it was really a lot to unpack. And so apparently even this film did have a little bit of controversy. I guess we'll call it controversy inside the gaming community, because it's very similar to a game called Five Nights at Freddy's. So apparently there's no relation to this film. After watching a trailer, to the Five Nights at Freddy's as well, I can see the similarities. Apparently a lot of people don't really play this game as much as they just watch people play this game. Apparently it's got a lot of jump scares and things like that. But Five Nights at Freddy follows some middle-aged, minimum-waged guy just spending 5 nights working at Freddy's. Apparently Freddy's is again, Willys Wonderland, Chuck E. Cheese place to where these robots come to life and they just want to kill you. Apparently that is a lot bigger of a thing than I even thought there would be. So really kind of very similar to this movie. It has no relation from what the director, from what the writers, from what everyone had said. I can see why it does spark a little bit of controversy, because the trailer of the video game and the trailer of the movie, minus Nicolas Cage, seem to have a lot in common. But overall, I don't want to recommend this movie, but I do want to recommend this movie at the same time. This movie, it just leaves you asking, what the fuck did I just watch? But it's such an interesting concept. Like, hey, you're spending the night at this fucking demonic Willys Wonderland where you're going to get shanked by, some cardboard cutout, some, hippo that's handing you pizza. Like, I really don't know how else to describe it. And the fact that, I'm giving this away now, hopefully you'd watch the movie and I'm not ruining for you. Nicolas Cage doesn't say a fucking word the entire time. Are you kidding me? Like, Nicolas Cage, the king of dialogue, the man of monologues, I don't even know what else to say. He doesn't say a single word. And it is graphic as fuck. Like I said, you are seeing just all-out gore and horror, kind of come to life there. So, overall, I'm giving it like a thumb sideways. I would say, you be the judge. Check it out. Watch it again. I really don't know what I was watching throughout the entirety of it, but I'm sitting here just dumbfounded. Like, how did I don't know. I mean, that's maybe the best way to put it. I don't know. It is up to you, the viewer, to actually sit down there and watch it. But I don't know if you're partaking in maybe extracurricular activities and you want to do that and watch this movie. I would strongly probably even recommend that, because you are just sitting there. You're wondering, what the fuck am I watching? And yet you keep watching it. And even the second time I watched it, yes, I watched it twice. Thank God the second time was on Hulu. I would have to take out a small private loan to help pay Fandango for another movie. But no, we watched it on Hulu, and you're just still, even the second time around, like waiting for Nicolas Cage to say something. One of the lines in the movie is like, he's not stuck in there with them, they're stuck in there with him. And Nicolas Cage could have even been like, "Oh, you're stuck in there with me," because Nicolas Cage talks like that. It's like, "Oh, like welcome to my house, Willie." I don't know, but he just doesn't say a single word the entire time. But the fact that he went into it just knowing that he wasn't going to say anything, just kind of makes it that much better. Overall, would definitely say check this movie out. It's funny, I'm telling you, check this movie out after I've already gone through all the spoilers. If you are listening and haven't seen it yet, what the hell are you doing? I told you there were spoilers here. If you have watched it, I don't know. I guess I'm telling you to watch it again. This movie has a little bit of everything. It has some action. It has, we're going to call it some comedy. It has some horror. It has some gore. It has some Chuck E. Cheese looking motherfuckers out there killing teenagers and grown-ass humans. It has Nicolas Cage. It has Nicolas Cage not saying a damn word from credits to credits. It has a lot of things that I really am just trying to wrap my head around. It has the price of free on Hulu right now, which is always nice. So, I mean, I would give it a watch if you are watching this, and I hope I didn't really ruin it for you. I did kind of give everything away. It is free to watch, though. Don't be like me and spend $20 on it. But if you are looking for something to watch on some late Friday, Saturday, weekday night, and just, really in the mood for the Nicolas Cage movie. You got your popcorn, you got your pizza, and really just can't find that, National Treasure 3 is just, towards the end. You can't watch Matchstick Men yet. Gone in 60 Seconds is over. TNT isn't showing, some other Nicolas Cage movie right now. I would watch this movie. It's wild. It's crazy. I'm not going to give it a fat thumbs up at all, but it is a movie that really just leaves you at the end wondering, what the fuck did I just watch? How did this movie get made? But it is still just fantastic at the same time. So, I mean, obviously, I am in no place to actually hate on a movie. These people wrote it, they directed it, they were able to pay for Nicolas Cage to be in it. This, it's a functioning movie that I paid $20 for. It is a functioning movie that is on a streaming site right now. So I am in no place to talk shit on this movie whatsoever, but it is just interesting. Like I said, the concept is cool, but holy fuck, it takes you on one hell of a magic carpet ride. So I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. I hope you enjoy episode 2 of the podcast. Tune in next week. We will be diving into a new movie, The Tomorrow War, starring Chris Pratt. That is an Amazon original, and I just actually watched that last night. Holy shit. Solid movie. Again, another solid concept. I'm really loving the originality of things. And this also kind of gives us another chance to watch a newer movie. Something that is just now releasing to Amazon. So that will be your homework, is watch The Tomorrow War, rather, and be ready to talk about it. But, until next time, guys, really appreciate all the viewers, and, really do appreciate our friends over at Dynamic Diapers. Dynamic Diapers, when the sprint from the couch to the bathroom just is too far, we have Dynamic Diapers. We'll talk to you folks later. Have a good night.